women and men, we have an inner circle that supports our psychopathology. In other words, if you're a sister and you got a friend and you know that she's suffering from post-traumatic relationship disorder or any other issue, and you feel that she's putting too much weight on that brother she's dating who's a good man, but because of her insecurities, her assumptions, her fears, her need for excessive reassurances, that she's basically leading him to emotional fatigue, he walks away, she's going to say, you know, he dogged me out, he did me wrong. And unfortunately, as girlfriends and as brothers, you know, to our brothers and sisters, sometimes we'll see the sickness, but we won't identify it because we don't want to cause conflict with our friends. So what happens is we become enablers of the illness. A lot of us are enablers of our friends and relatives' illness. And one thing I try to do with my friends and family, I try to be honest, even if it affects the relationship in the short run, because I got to let them know that if I truly love you, I have to tell you the truth about you. And someone outside of you can always see you better than you see yourself, because your ego and your need to protect your self-image is always going to affect how well you interpret your own behavior. Let me say that again. Your ego and your need to protect your self-image is never going to allow you to critically analyze yourself the way that you need to. That's why therapy becomes necessary. That's why therapy becomes necessary. That's also why when you study like ancient African civilizations, okay, you will find that someone always had to have a guru or a spiritual mentor to help them reach higher planes of consciousness, because they are more prone, you know, to lead themselves to believe that they are at a higher level of consciousness than what they're really at. We cannot see ourselves as well as other people can see us. So when your girlfriend asks you, what do you think about him, you have to let her know. It's not only what I think about him, it's what I think about you. You got to tell her, there wasn't nothing wrong with that brother. You ran him away. You be doing her a lot of good by telling her you ran that man away. Tell her the truth. Why? Because if you tell her the truth and she's able to grasp it, and she's going to be in denial for a while, but ultimately if she's able to grasp that truth, it will save her from destroying other relationships. The reason why we become enablers of illness with our friends and relatives is because we don't want to suffer the temporary relationship instability between us and them that's going to occur as a result of us telling them something that they don't want to hear. We are just as vested in protecting their self-image and ego as they are. That's the problem, because nobody's invested in telling the truth. There's a famous quote, it might even be an old African adage, that it says, whenever a friend gives you praise and an enemy gives you criticism, reward your enemy. Because even though your enemy may be distorting the truth a little bit, there may be a morsel of truth in what the enemy is saying that you will never get from your own friend, because they're so vested in your self-image as well. So, and I've had to say this to women sometimes. I say, look, sisters, you guys aren't helping her. You are enabling her illness. Tell her the truth. Let her know she got post-traumatic relationship disorder. Let her know the fact that she was sexually abused is infecting her ability to trust another man. Let her know this so she can get help. Don't keep on enabling her illness. Don't keep on protecting her self-image. She'll never be happy if you do this. She'll never be able to be content in a relationship, even when she runs into a good man, because you guys are not doing what a friend is supposed to do, which is helping their friend correct their wrongs and correct their shortcomings so that she can ultimately be in a healthy relationship. So if you don't want to see her over your house every night, spending time with you and your husband when you want intimate time with your own husband, okay, then guess what? Help her fix her psychological shortcomings so she can find a man of her own. The same thing works with men. I got friends where I say, look, brother, your relationship with your mother, I just told this to a man the other day, about 2 weeks ago. I said, you know what your problem is? Your problem is you have not forgiven your mother for how she has treated you when you was younger in life. And your mother did scar you. Your mother did some things that was not right. But you have to forgive that woman, because the way you treat every woman I've seen you date has been trifling. You beat on them, you hit them, you disrespect them, you use them, and you fail to realize you're only doing that because you're trying to get revenge on your mother. But they are not your mother. These are innocent women who deserve to be treated with respect. And because you ain't going to stop dealing with women, just like women ain't going to stop dealing with men, because we all got that spiritual desire to make ourselves complete. That masculine craves that feminine, and that feminine craves that masculine. You got to forgive your mother so you can start treating these women right and hopefully settle down with a respectable relationship. I just told that to an adult brother a couple weeks ago who I love to death. I had to make him see that your hatred for your mother is leading you to mistreat these women and treat them like dirt. And he didn't even see it, but I think he saw it now. But I had to put my relationship with him on the line. And then I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't heard back from him since. And I reached out to the brother, but I haven't heard back to him since. I'm sure he's going to come back to me, but right now he's in a state of shock. Because somebody whose opinion he's trusts finally told him the truth. And I know there's some pain there. And that's a brother who's going to need some therapy. Okay? Even if you don't get it from me, and it's probably best to get it from someone else because I'm so close to him. Okay? But as a friend, I'm still going to continue to counsel and mentor him. You know, but I ain't heard from him yet because sometimes hearing that truth, it can be painful. Just like I was just telling you, I just went through it myself with a close friend of mine, and I ain't heard from him in about a week or two. Okay? So it's not going to be easy, but I know by telling him that, 10, 20 years from now, he'll be better served with the truth. See, every problem in the black community is the responsibility of everybody in the black community. Every problem in the black community is the responsibility of everybody in the black community. And we got to start carrying our weight. And we're not doing that. We got sick-ass people in our families. We got sick-ass people in our organizations. We got sick-ass people in our church, sick-ass people in the mosque. And we're letting them believe that their sickness is sanity, and it's not, because we're scared to affect our relationship. We do not want to give them doubt about their self-image. And the only way we're going to help them grow is to do what? Make them face their pain.